Okay guys, I'm out in the shop again today. I'm going to start working on the skid house again. We're going to try to insulate the floor today and maybe put a floor on, and then I'll get the pieces cut for the walls and see if we can't get a few framed up. We'll go from there. Got about 3 hours before I've got an appointment, so just going to see what I can do today. And thanks for coming along. Hope you enjoy this one. I apologize if the last one was a little bit long and drawn out, but I kind of wanted to share the details on those skis in case anybody else wanted to follow along doing their own project. I couldn't even hardly watch it myself. It got pretty tedious at the end there, so my apologies, but hope this one's worth the watch. And I sure appreciate you guys motivating me to get out and get off the couch and do something with myself. And this is going to be a fun project. I'm very excited to see how it turns out. I've got a lot of ideas rolling around in this skull of mine about what I want to see inside as far as the interior goes. So anyways, let's get to work and we'll quit jabbering so much. So this is what I've been putting off. I just hate working with insulation. Kind of like seeing the ex-wife at a basketball game. It's just no fun. So it's hard to look forward to that. But luckily or unluckily, I had that laying around, and so we're going to put it to use. It'll be an R15 in the floor, and I think I'm going to go same thing on the walls and the ceiling. Thought about making the walls a little thinner, but for as much labor as involved in doing that, it's probably not worth the weight savings to me. Also, I want to make it a 2x4 wall so that I have room for my electrical boxes. I'm going to go ahead with a 110 volt setup here. Anything 12 volt, I think I'm just going to use my cordless tools and batteries and whatnot that I already do with all my other setups. So we're just going to plan on 110 for this setup, and I'll run the generator, and I'm going to throw a 50-inch TV in the front here. We'll have our leather couch in the back. I don't even know if we're going to go fishing in this thing. We might just sit and watch movies. So let's get to this nasty job of insulation. I always put it off enough to where I dread it in my mind, but then once you get starting to do it in real life, it's not that big a deal. Well, that wasn't so bad. On these corners here that I've left undone, I'm going to go ahead and use this piece of foam because we might put some catch cover hole covers in there for future fishing holes besides our opening here. I don't want to have to hassle with fiberglass when I go ahead and cut those holes, because I have to go through both sides, of course. So I'm going to cut this down to size and we'll just kind of stack it in there. Okay, so I had this piece of plywood laying around. I was going to just use OSB, but I thought, well, I'll put plywood where the holes are in case it gets wet, just so we don't have problems like OSB can have sometimes. So I don't even remember where I got that plywood, just been saving it on the ground. So we'll get that dropped down real quick. I'll probably cut this section in several different pieces because I want to be able to have that opening rest halfway on this 2x4 all the way around, so it has a lip to rest on. So I guess I'll put this OSB down on the back first, since our center marks on our studs went from the back of the front to the sled. We'll just start a corner and then get it square again how we do. We are pretty square. Good enough for the girls I used to date. Okay, so I'm going to do my perimeter in longer screws, and then I'm running out of those, so I'm going to do the interiors with just some shorter ones. So I don't know if you guys caught that on the time lapse, but I did the measure twice, saw once approach, and I think I just saved myself an error. I measured off of here one time and then off here the second time, or here the first time and here the second time, so I think I caught a mistake, and that's a good thing. Measure twice, cut once. Okay, so I think we're to the point we're going to start cutting some sticks for walls. I'm going to go ahead and frame up the front and back walls right now because they don't really have windows or doors in them. I'm going to have to get my thinking cap on for the side doors because it's going to have at least a window and a door on the other side. Okay, so we got that wall there. Not a ton of room in here, but it's going to be good enough. We're going to put 2 doors on this bad boy so you can crawl in and out easy enough. If you have someone you're fishing with, you're not going to be fighting them. So I'm liking it. So we'll go get our front wall built next. So the front wall has a couple different things I want to look at. It's got a TV on this wall we're going to put, and so we're going to have to put a couple backers in here. I'll put one down low and one up high in between the studs, and then the buddy heater, I'm going to put one in between those studs so we can mount that buddy heater on the wall. And then I'm going to put some backers up in the top corners so that we can have cabinets, and I'll probably put a cabinet over here and a shelf over here above the buddy heater. But I want to be able to have some wood behind the paneling that we're going to put up to sink some screws into and anchor things solid. So that's the only difference there, and it should be the same thing except for that. I'll show you the TV I picked up for this. Just a little junker Vizio. We're just going to slam it on. It's got 4 bolts in the back here. All I'm going to do is cut a 1x2 or 2x4 even, say just right in there, and thread them through so I can grab a screw there and a screw there. It'd be easy to hook it up. Okay, so just for future reference, I want to note that I have backers to myself here. Got one in the left corner and the right corner in the middle at 3 1/4 inches to center, and then I've got one center of the building for the TV mount at 32 inches to center. So that'll help me mount some cabinets in my TV later on. Okay, so I'm going to lay out both walls right here. I'm just going to move these over when I'm done laying them out. Basically, I've come out 36 inches from the inside wall, starting my door. And I'm going to have 2-foot doors, inside to inside, or outside to outside on the door frame. Then that gives me about 1 foot or more right here. Yeah, about 12 1/2 inches, 12 3/4. where I can have my buddy heater, and then it won't interfere with the TV if the doors swing either way. I'll probably have the doors swing out, probably hinge them over here. Since this is the front of the sled, when I'm going down the road, if the doors came unlatched, I wouldn't want them slamming backwards. I just want them to kind of tap right here. So we're going to do that, hinge the doors here, 2-foot doors, and we'll throw you on a time lapse and watch this come together. Okay, so I'm going to stand this wall up temporarily, maybe permanently, we're not sure yet. Get the other one framed up. So, not perfect door, but it's not bad. I think I'm going to make it as tall as possible here. With my jack studs, I might drop a little bit, but not much. You want as much room as possible. Well, we've got walls, so I'm gonna figure my doors out real quick, and we'll put some jack studs in and a header, and we'll go from there. We're just gonna not do much of a header, of course. We're not bearing any weight, so you don't need much. Okay, so we're almost dealing with finished product right now, so I'm gonna go ahead and plane one side of these boards, just so it has a nice finish to it. Okay guys, now we're going to run one edge through the jointer. Since we have one edge that's going to be inside the shack, go from there. Very nice, very nice. Okay, good enough for who it's for. So as you can see, we got finished edge here, here, here and here. So that's gonna be nice. We'll just get these put in and go to the other side. Seems like we had a chat last video about why I don't like impact drivers. That's prime example. Yeah, they're nice, but they'll shatter your screws. Not fun. A little tight here. We'll use the dead blow hammer. Mucho batero. If you're going to put screws in your mouth, put the threads in your mouth. It lubricates them when you shoot them in. It's a little saliva. Saliva D40. And it actually makes a pretty good difference. So I always put the screws in. Since we planed this, we're about 1/8 short, but no big deal. Good enough. Good enough. All right. Well guys, that's going to do it for this video. I'm going to put my thinking cap on and get shooting the next one. I got to do a few measurements, make sure couches fit, and see what height I need. Brainstorm my electrical, and then brainstorm the doors as well. That'll be on the next video. So I sure appreciate all your support. Once again, you guys got me off the couch again today, so thank you very much. And if you have any ideas for this baby, shoot them in the comments, please. We're not too late to do that. I've been shooting these videos during the weekdays and putting them out on the weekend, so if you get it in the nick of time, do it. Give me some ideas, and if not, this shack, you know we're going to be building more. So shoot them my way if you would, please. Thanks again.